You're watching a KPVI News 6 special presentation. Decision 2013, the Pocatello Mayoral Debate. KPVI News 6, your news source for East Idaho.
All right, welcome back to our KPVI News 6 debate special. We are joined by the four candidates for Pocatello Mayor: current Mayor Brian Blatt, former Mayor Roger Chase, and challengers Paul Shepard and Sierra Idaho Lorax Carta. In the first half hour, each of the candidates was given 3 minutes to deliver an opening statement, followed by a few questions on their leadership qualifications. If you missed that portion of the debate, we will be posting it a little bit later on our website at kpvi.com. Also, the Idaho State Journal will be posting it as well. A little bit later, we will have questions submitted to us from viewers. You can still get in on that if you would like to. Debate@kpvi.com is an email address for that. If you want to weigh in on the conversation with comments, you can post those to the KPVI Facebook page, or also you can use Twitter by using the hashtag Pocatello Debate. We now turn our attention to some of the issues facing the Gate City right now. And our next panelist asking that question will be the managing editor at the Idaho State Journal. He is Ian Fennell. The 90 seconds to respond to these again, candidates. Mr. Shepard first, Mr. Chase second, Mr. Carta, and then Mr. Blatt. Ian?
Thank you, Todd, and thank you, candidates. I want to talk to you guys about the morale of our city. Some people will say Pocatello's morale is shaky. We lost Hoku. Seems like we have an abundance of payday loan establishments and auto parts stores. We've lost a lot of retail going back the last 12 years. I'd like to hear each candidate's take on Pocatello's morale and what would you do to improve it. Thank you.
Mr. Shepard.
The morale of Pocatello, I work for the city of Pocatello. I see it out there also campaigning, talking to the newer and older generations. Some are happy, some aren't. The younger ones, we want better jobs, of course, so we got to get better jobs to help them out. Also, it's up to them to get a better education so they can handle these higher tech jobs. The morale of the city, or the community, I should say, unless I'm blind to it, seems about the same. Of course, we hate losing jobs. People don't like seeing that. One thing I do notice, and unfortunately it has to be disasters, but like the Charlotte fire, and then this summer the 100-year floods or storms we had multiple of, the community gets together and helps. It's lovely to see. It doesn't matter if you're the lowest pole on the totem pole or the highest. It's nice to see the community involvement and helping everyone. Opening arms, help out, filling sandbags, doing what it takes. So I'm really impressed with that part of Pocatello.
Thank you very much. Mr. Chase?
You know, making the town feel good about itself, there's probably nothing more important than attitude. As a mayor, I not only will be a cheerleader for our community, but I'll be a champion for our community. And I'll be out there every day selling the town and talking about the great things we have in our town. When we talk about great things in our town, I can't help but think of looking at Gene Wiggers out there and what it means to be a volunteer in this community. If there's something that we do well in Pocatello, it's putting our hands and our feet and working together to make something successful in the town. I had the opportunity to be the fundraising chair for Brooklyn's Playground. I was co-chair with that. Tim Forehand, who's here in the audience, was involved in that. A lot of people involved with that program. There's a program that I can remember when I first looked at the books and they talked to me about being the fundraising chair, I said, it's going to be tough to raise $500,000 this time with the economy the way it is today. Then we looked at the project and realized we needed to raise $1 million. Working together as a community, finding nickels and dimes from kids, going out and do the Pepsi Challenge. We found ways to make our town a better place and make sure that people knew what a great community ours was, and we succeeded with that program. Every day we have to find the positives in the town. Negatives are easy to find. You know, in my opening remarks I talked about what it takes to be successful in life. And the first thing I think it takes is when you get knocked down, you got to get up. And you got to work harder to make sure that the town's successful. As your mayor, every day I'll be there. There'll be bad days, there'll be good days, but I'll always get up, and I'll always be walking. I'll be the tip of that spear to make sure people feel good about our community. Nothing more important than how you feel about our town. Work on it every day. We got so many great people in this town. It's something we can do, and we can do very well, but work on it every day.
Thank you very much. Mr. Carta?
Well, underlying our morals is our values. And what we have problems here, we have a lot of people in denial. We have a lot of people who are just ignorant or apathy or caught up in addictions of one sort or another, be it computers, be it drugs, be it alcohol. But what we have here is people dying. We have people dying, our pets dying. People know that everywhere in this community. It's been here so long. It's at everybody's root. If anybody who's lived in this community for any length of time, they all know about the slag. What they don't know is what slag is. They don't know it's a decay chain of 60 alpha, beta emitting particles that just kill people and give them cancer. They're dogs digging in the ground, the soils. Never live in Chubbuck. I mean, that's been contaminated for years, just calcining and boiling off the particulates up into the Highland area of the schools. Those are areas that are all contaminated and we do nothing. We feel we can't do nothing. And people get depressed. I have just people come in with cancer. That's my support group, people dying. Maybe not even the first time, the second time with cancer. Our hospital makes out well, the private little company here. You know, because that's what they do. We got the rarest types of brain cancer and leukemia cancers and just cancers in general here. And all the dogs, they don't even live very long. But yet they're dying of cancer at a tremendous rate here. When will we work together to protect our community, our future, our children?
Thank you very much. Mr. Blatt?
You know, I appreciate the question. The morale of the city has improved over the last 4 years. I have witnessed it. I've been out and talking to people, and it has improved over the last 4 years. We have one of the best, and Mr. Sierra talked about the hospital. We have one of the best hospitals, a rural hospital in the country. You don't get better than what we have right here. This is a glowing, shining spot for Pocatello, and we have it right here. They brought it to us here. We've got great morale. The community, when you have the city of Pocatello and the university working together with the Welcome Back Orange and Black, the community, the morale is good. We have a great marathon. We have a great outdoor activities stuff. We have a great indoor activities. We have great bike trails. We have the relationship with ISU, and being able to exploit that has just been unbelievable, and it's a wonderful place to be. Not only have I been the cheerleader, I will continue to be the cheerleader for the next 4 years, regardless of what happens. I choose to live in Pocatello, and I think every other person out there chooses to live in Pocatello as well. We have talked to a number of people that have said, we came here to school, and that was 30 years ago. We were going to leave as soon as school got over, and we couldn't leave because we love Pocatello. We have some of the best natural resources in the world right here. I think the morale is great in Pocatello.
Thank you very much. Chance for a rebuttal, Mr. Shepard, if you like.
What Mr. Blatt just hit on, for the city of Pocatello, yes, a bike trails. One thing, growing up in Jackson, Wyoming, they had a thing called Pocatello. We could use our ski area, the Portneuf River, and the Gap to do part of this. And then also, listening to Mr. Idaho Lorax, I could see why it's so depressing, but I'd like to see more of these stats about how we're dying here in Pocatello. I don't believe it.
Thank you, Mr. Chase.
You know, I look at the things that we've accomplished in this community throughout the history of the town. Many wonderful things we've done, and we're successful when we work together. I was looking at the things we accomplished in the years I was mayor. I mean, you look at the renaissance that we had in the arts. You look at the things we did in Old Town Pocatello and rebuilding Old Town Pocatello. You look at acquiring the bike trails up in the City Creek area. You look at the work we did on the Greenway. There are many things that make us proud of this community. There are many things we can continue to work on to make us proud of this community and work on our morale. Again, feeling good about yourself is something we have to work on every day.
Thank you. Mr. Carter, rebuttal?
I always feel good about myself because I'm trying to change a community and educate a community. I am an educator in all areas. I'm a scientist in almost all areas. I'm an entertainer as well. Some of you might glean a little bit of that. But in terms of the hospital here, we call it the Palace. That's what most people call it here, the Palace. Bingham County has a hospital here in Pocatello because people can't afford our Palace. And they, instead of driving back and forth to Bingham moved a hospital over here, for those who don't know that. We also have Health West, another group trying to help our community here.
Thank you very much. Mr. Blatt.
You know, the hospital, that's a hot topic apparently. I've supported that hospital from the day they started to build it, and I'll continue to. I do know that one of the candidates here went to work for Bingham, and he probably was instrumental in bringing that to Pocatello. Question I have is, why in the world would you work against the best facility you've got in the country? Why would you bring somebody in that there's no reason to have them when we have it here? The reality is, Portneuf Medical Center is a great place to be. It's a great hospital, and it's hands down the best we've got in the country.